On my 22nd birthday, my dad texted me, "Emptied your college fund. Your sister's baby needs a nursery. You can walk." A second message followed, "You're funding her maternity leave, $5,000 monthly. Non-negotiable." I refused, and my own parents made me homeless before the candles were even cold. My sister was always the favorite. When she broke my stuff, I was told to share. When she got caught sneaking out, I got grounded too for not being a better influence. I kept my head down, got straight A's, earned a partial scholarship in engineering, and worked part-time. I lived cheap because I believed my college fund was the one thing they couldn't touch. That fund came from my grandparents, set up as a trust for my education. My parents were trustees, not owners. My sister blew through her share fast, dropped out, got married, moved back home, and then got pregnant. Her husband lost his job, and suddenly every family dinner turned into a pity show about how expensive babies are. My parents started asking odd questions about my backup plan. The night they called me home for my birthday, there was no cake, just tension. My dad said, "I'm going to text it so it's clear." My phone buzzed, and the whole table went silent. Then he stood up and folded his arms. Next, my mom hissed, "Watch your language." After that, my sister started crying on cue. Then my dad said, "Her baby matters more than your degree." Next, he said, "Loans exist. You'll figure it out." Then he pointed at the hallway and said, "Pack." After that, he added, "You have until tonight." I slept in my car in a Walmart parking lot, scrolling contacts like a beggar. A friend let me crash in his spare room, and I tried to talk myself into maybe I owe them. That guilt lasted exactly 1 week. Dad texted again, "First payment due, $5,000 by the 15th, like I was his ATM. So I stopped begging for love and started reading paperwork. I went to my school's legal aid clinic and pulled the trust document. Withdrawals over $10,000 required proof of educational need. Using it for nursery, furniture, and maternity leave was a breach of fiduciary duty, and my parents had been skimming small amounts for months, pretending it was for my school. I didn't sue immediately. I finished my last semester on emergency student loans and documented everything. The texts, the bank records, the purchases, the loans I had to take because they drained my fund. After graduation, I landed a full-time job, got my own place, and finally breathed for the first time in years. Then I saw the baby shower photos online. My parents were smiling like saints in front of a nursery built from my tuition. I called a lawyer. The next morning, a process server delivered the lawsuit to my parents' house, and the court put them under supervised spending while the case moved forward. My phone blew up instantly, mom shrieking, dad suddenly reasonable, my sister sobbing about her unborn baby. I let it all go to voicemail and only answered my attorney. Mortgage and groceries? Approved. Anything else? Receipts and permission. My sister returned pricey nursery items because the court wouldn't approve luxury purchases during a trust theft case. My parents tried to hire a shark to fight me, but most lawyers wanted big retainers up front, and the court wasn't approving piles of cash to defend their own misconduct. We ordered a forensic audit, and the family emergency excuse fell apart. Cash withdrawals, gifts to my sister and her husband, trust money used like a personal piggy bank. The claim jumped to just over $400,000 with damages. At trial, my sister admitted under oath none of it was an emergency. When asked why she didn't take a loan for the nursery instead of my education fund, she said, "That would have been harder for us. He's good with money." The judge didn't look amused. We won. Their house went up for sale. My dad's business equipment got liquidated, and the whole town learned what kind of family values they had. Once I recovered enough to cover what they stole and my legal fees, I stopped chasing every last dollar. Not forgiveness, freedom. I donated part of it to a scholarship fund and changed my number. I'm 26 now. Good job, my own house, engaged to someone who treats me like a person. My parents moved out of state to outrun the story. And whenever I think I went too far, I remember that parking lot on my birthday and the text, "You can walk." So I did, just not in the direction they expected.